Joining with me today from the band UltraBomb, we have Greg Norton and Ryan Smith. Thank you guys for hopping on. How are we doing?
Doing great.
Feeling good.
Happy to be here. Thanks for having us on, Drew.
Yeah, I'm really pumped to have you guys on as well. Here to talk about the new and upcoming album from UltraBomb. You have a couple singles out. No Cap was the latest single that's come out. So let's talk about that a little bit first. When picking a single, how do you kind of go through that process? Because I've gotten the honor to listen to the album already. No Cap is kind of in the middle of the record. How do you determine what songs kind of get released and for the people to hear?
The we decided with the first single, "Artificial Stars," we picked that as the first one uh, for a couple of reasons. One, I think it makes for a good single, but also that was the first of the new songs that we worked up, and we had already played it live, and
Okay.
uh, we did a in studio version at Reverend Guitars last August. So it was already out there, so that made sense to put that out first. The next couple of singles we did checked out. Uh, Interestingly enough, John Fields, who produced the record, was like, "Oh, I think this one's like the hit." On Spotify, it's like the one single that's doing the worst out of the four, but it's blowing up in Japan, which is kind of crazy. Uh, Look Forward and Anger seem timely and also a good banger. And then the record was originally scheduled to be released on April 3rd. We got pushed back to May 1st because of just getting everything into the distribution system. So it was time to pick a fourth single, and we went with No Cap, um, mainly because it it's a really great song. Uh, a lot of people like it that had already heard the album, and it's been doing really well. And it hasn't even been out for 4 weeks yet, and we're about at 6,500 streams on Facebook. So, or
Yeah.
not Facebook, on Spotify. So it's crazy. It's what people will respond to. Uh, the single "Checked Out" was released on January 23rd. January 24th in Minneapolis, there was a rather tragic event that happened
Mhm.
with the murder of Alex Preddy, and so it wasn't really like a good time to promote. Like,
Right.
hey, everybody, I know like you're all outraged, but listen to our new song.
Right.
So I can kind of see how that one kind of got just kind of skipped over by the general public. I mean, there's still awful shit happening every day, but we need music. We need good music to, you know, bring some joy to our lives.
Yeah, absolutely. And the No Cap is a great song. I do like it a lot. And the album as a whole so far, through my first few listen throughs are pretty I'm stoked on it. I'm really excited about it. Uh Ultra Bomb has been you've been a band since 2021. And you've kind of
Right.
hit the ground running. So talk about that a little bit. Kind of talk about your identity, because obviously like Greg, you're linked to Hüsker Dü, Ryan, you're linked to Soul Asylum and a lot of and other projects as well. But this feels like this is its own thing. Ultra Bomb is its own identity, its own band. How do you kind of take your experience from what you've done before to create this new thing without kind of feeling like something that we've seen before?
Uh, yeah, so Ultra Bomb has got two chapters. So September of 2021, I flew to Berlin and met Finney McConnell and Jamie Oliver for the first time, like in person. Uh, Finney was the guy that basically pitched the idea start a band with Jamie and myself, and his original concept was play some Hüsker Dü cover tunes, play some Mahones. That's his band. At the time, Jamie was in UK subs. Play some UK subs and just kind of get together, maybe play some festivals, just have fun. And September, Finney had some studio time booked in Berlin, and I had never met these guys in person, so I decided to fly to Berlin to see if this is even a thing. And we recorded, we actually wrote 10 songs in the studio on the first 2 days of that recording session for Time to Burn. And Finney, saw my lyrics and was like, I've got the whole record figured out. I felt like we had captured lightning in a bottle, the old cliche. And it was like, holy crap, okay, UltraBomb is something more than just a novelty act. And that first record is kind of rough and raw, just how it was recorded. And that unit, Finney, Jamie, and myself, we tried to put that first record out on our own, which was a huge mistake. We kept, we made a lot of mistakes. And ultimately, the band, the three of us as a unit, were rather dysfunctional. Probably because we existed in 3 different countries and 3 different time zones, and it was really difficult to get things together. The second album, Dying to Smile, was recorded in London, and again, written in the studio, which was not really the way I wanted the music to happen, but that's how it happened. We got lucky again and recorded another banger of an album. Unfortunately, Jamie had visa issues for touring in North America, so we made the decision to replace him with Derek O'Brien. Derek lives in LA, was the drummer for Social Distortion, was a big part of the Mommy's Little Monster LP. And at the beginning of 2025, Finney and I had a fallout over how to get the band better exposure, get the name out. So Finney decided he was going to quit. He said, hire a new guitar player. And lucky for me that I've known Ryan for a while, and asked him if he could even just help out and fill in on that first show. And he did such a great job that Derek and I offered him the position, and he worked things out with his family and his other band, and I'm super lucky that that's my dog Jackson. Quiet, buddy. I'm super lucky that he said yes. I think this new album, The Bridges That We Burn, is one of the best albums I've ever made, and one of the main reasons for that is my partnership with Ryan as songwriters, and the fact that I can send him lyrics and he can send me an idea, and then we can take that as a band and like put it together as and it's fully conceived when we went into the studio, as opposed to like, okay, we just wrote a bunch of music, now let's try to like layer lyrics over everything. So I am more than happy with how this album has come together and how it sounds, and I'm super excited for everybody to hear it.
Yeah. So Ryan, what's your kind of approach when coming into the band? Then was it like you're gonna kind of just come in and be who you are, play your guitar style, or were you kind of like trying to match the tone, or you just kind of going in blind a little bit?
Well, initially, I'm trying to step in for somebody else, right? So
Right.
I want to do, I know this band already had a thing going, they're already established, and so I really wanted to not let them down and have fun and like make this, make the show that we were doing at the Turf Club that first time I played with them. I just wanted to make sure it went well.
Sure.
So I was mostly concerned about that, and I think the fact that like some of my favorite bands ever, I'll say like Hüsker Dü is my, top of the heap for me. So playing with Greg and Derek, like I've always loved Social Distortion. It's like there's a natural feel for me. It doesn't feel like walking into some kind of alien territory. It's like this is natural to me to do it. So I was mostly concerned about, and I knew I wasn't going to sound like Finney. So I didn't want to try to emulate that, but I wanted to come in and just be who I am, the part that's naturally going to fit to what these guys were doing. And then the really exciting part is like once it became the new lineup, making new music together, that's like to me the most exciting part about it, because then you're now forging the new identity ahead of what we're doing, and we're trying to always look ahead. We're informed by the past of what everybody's done, but it's really exciting when everybody's adventurous and trying to do cool new stuff and look onward and upward. So it's been great. And so Greg would send me lyrics, and they're always like very inspiring to me, singing about like topics that are important now, and things that just got me motivated to want to write music and play it with passion and stuff. So that was really cool. So I feel really lucky. I'm super psyched about this. This record is like something I'm very proud of, and like very, very proud of it. And it's just really, I'm psyched for it to get out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so, I would also like to add to that I think one of the reasons this, I feel that this record like really came together in kind of a vision that I kind of had for it is Ryan's, Ryan's songwriting and his ability to kind of like jump around and play with different styles and kind of mix up the field with the genres or whatever. It also helps that, Ryan's also listens to a lot of new music and is informed with what's going on. I've always wanted UltraBomb to be, forward, forward sounding, forward moving. We are by no means have ever been a nostalgia act. And not to knock Fenny here, but I think he had a tendency to try to write a lot of things that sounded like Hüsker Dü.
Sure.
And I don't want UltraBomb to sound like Hüsker Dü. I want UltraBomb to sound like UltraBomb. And right. I really feel that with this new record that we have made a major step and a statement with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would agree with that too. I'm a Hüsker Dü fan as well. But yeah, I when I was listening to UltraBomb, I'm like, this is UltraBomb, a new band that I'm listening to and that I'm into. It just happens to have some legends in the of the scene a little bit.
Right. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's people go like, oh, well, it sounds like Hüsker Dü bass lines. It's like, well, that's Greg Norton bass lines, I guess.
Right.
But I always felt that the first two records worked really well because Jamie and Finney and I all had like a really deep toolbox to delve into, and it was just really super easy playing with those guys. Same with playing with Derek and writing music with Ryan. There's a lot of experience, a lot of experiences to pull from, and I just think that the new record has really kind of helped propel us forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you guys have made a ton of great songs and are really like pumping out the tunes, and they're all quality and they're all good, especially this new album, like you said. When you go into like that writing process, it was kind of mentioned before, Greg would send Ryan some lyrics and stuff like that. Are you normally kind of starting on a guitar riff? Are you starting on a lyric, or kind of how does it go from, the page to making the album?
Right. So from a lyrical standpoint, a lot of the things that I come up with are generally written not necessarily with a tune in mind, but like a cadence of how the
Sure.
lyrics get delivered. And I think that's another thing that really helped this record is that I think Ryan kind of understands that a little bit better. Um, and not sure what else to say at that point. But then, so anyway, so then Ryan gets the lyrics, and then Ryan, what do you do?
Well, I read the lyrics and I try to get I just like read them and try to see what it's speaking to me musically, and like the energy behind it, the like Greg saying, the cadence of it, so that where does that go, like melodically, like where and then I'll pick up a guitar and I'll just start to go over the lyrics and start to cycle through it and then get into a pattern that I'm like, okay, this is going somewhere. Like the first song, like Greg was saying, that we did together was Artificial Stars. And it was like, I just read through the lyrics and I kept cycling through chords and saying the lyrics and then starting to go, okay, here's the melody formulating. And it started to really come together. And then I'll demo it here in my home studio. And then I send it off to everybody. And then we come together as a band and make it into what it is, where everybody's putting in their creativity into it, and it really coalesces into, what UltraBomb is, and goes from those different stages, and
Yeah, and that's a really that's a super fun process right there. From getting your first, like, okay, well, here's my idea, and then getting it and hearing it for the first time, and a few of them be like, what? And then once the three of us start working on it, it's like, okay, yeah, now this is all making sense. And Derek figures out his drum parts. I'm working out the bass line, and everything comes together. It's just so much fun.
Yeah, that sounds like a great process. How long does that take usually?
I mean,
wow,
we work fast.
With like, this band, yeah, we work fast. We did 3 songs in 3 days
Wow.
with that first batch, and we got Artificial Stars into the set. That was at the beginning of August before we went on this tour. And then before we went into the studio, we literally was like 3 songs, 3 days, 3 songs, 3 days, and and that was like as we were in the studio with a couple of day breaks between, like we'd be in for 2 days, have a couple of days off, go back in. So yeah, the band works very efficiently, and again, I can't be, like I said, I think this is one of the best albums I've ever been a part of, and I think John Fields, his production work on this album is just stellar. It's the best sounding album I think I've ever been a part of.
Hell yeah. You guys have a couple of shows coming up in May. What can people kind of expect at those shows? What's the vibe when they go to see UltraBomb live?
UltraBomb live is I like to jump around on stage, even at the ripe old age of 67. And Ryan, the spring chicken of the band, is he likes to jump around too. So it's high energy. It's we're just up there having a really great time. So yeah, we've got 8 shows coming up in California at the end of May, with one of those 8 shows being in Reno, Nevada, and super excited for it.
Yeah.
To start actually playing this album live for people, and they'll pretty much you'll hear everything off the new album. You'll hear a few of the older things, and maybe a couple of other things that we throw in there, but it's the focus is on the new music.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's a good way to do it too, as a band or as a person who goes to see bands. I've seen certain bands a million times, and then the last like handful of times I'm like, I'm pretty sure I saw the same set the last 3 years. So I think it is
Right.
good, especially when you have the new music to play the new stuff and enjoy it that way.
Yeah. Brian, I'm getting ready to send you some more lyrics, bud, so we can start working on new songs to work into the set while we're on the road.
That'll be fun. I'm excited for that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So like, it sounds like it's all a very like collaborative effort, and everybody is like just on board on making like great music. Have you ever like had a song that kind of you had the lyrics and you had the melody, and then it completely changed once you kind of all came together, or is it all kind of pretty much pretty
There was
process?
one song, I think it was Look For It in Anger, right, Greg? There's one where like I totally took the music to a different place than you were thinking. Like it was like too dark, and you were like, wait, this is supposed to be like more of an upbeat song. I can't remember what it was, but you
yeah, that might have been it.
I think it was
more emphasis on the bass line and keeping it upbeat. Yeah.
Yeah, so that one took a drastic change, I think. And I thought also what was the last time took some interesting twists and turns too.
Yeah, last time, and Zombie Zeros also. The way those songs developed once we started playing them was really cool. It was a quick evolution. One song that I actually had written the lyrics to a while ago was Divert Deflect, and we recorded it Dying to Smile in London, and there was one track that didn't have lyrics, and Finney was trying to sing those lyrics to that song, and it just was not working. But so it never, it never really got recorded. But it was, lyrics that I still feel are really pertinent to what's going on. I actually wrote those lyrics back during the first Trump administration. So I guess some things haven't really changed. And the way it turned out for the bridges that we burn, I couldn't be happier. I think it's like a really fun song.
Yeah, absolutely. And we need that, especially in the world of punk and the world of music. We need stuff like that keeps people like united and like being good humans, but also like questioning like all this kind of stuff. I get, I hear pushback from people every once in a while of, oh, just play the music. It's like, well, do you know what music is? Like, it's important that you're doing that. I'm a big fan of Darwin Awards. I really like that song. Really, I was just like, really sucked me in. Like, first time hearing it, I really dug it.
Darwin Awards definitely could have been one of the singles, but I wanted that to be the first thing that people heard when they dropped the needle on the record and started for the first time. I think it's a really great song, and also it's so true about the state of America. We're all winners. We're all getting that Darwin Award.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there, so what's do do you take a certain strategic approach on the track listing? Because I always like put emphasis on the first song of an album when I listen to it. Like it has to draw me in somehow, whether it's super fast or super quiet or whatever it may be. Do you put a lot of thought into that and kind of like try to shape the vibe of the album?
Oh, definitely. Laying out the track listing for this record, especially as we were recording it in the studio and going like, where's that gonna fit, type of thing. But by the time we had everything recorded, it was like starting side one with Darwin Awards, ending with No Cap, side two with Sicko Rants, and ending with Last Time, and of course the tag bonus cover song, Mosquito Crucifixion. It just seemed to flow really well, and also listening to it as it got put together, in a way, all of the songs kind of flow together thematically and musically. So I just am really happy how it turned out.
Yeah, absolutely. It really is a great album, and I look forward to listening to it more. How can people get a hold of this? How can they get in contact? Just see everything that you guys are up to and grab those tickets to the show.
Right now, right now I only have 4 of the 8 dates up on Bands in Town, because I only have four of the live ticket links. But follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Bands in Town. We're trying to keep it all up to date, get it out there. June dates will be coming soon. Midwestern dates. Hopefully we'll be playing somewhere close to you, but I'm not sure how close. And just follow us on all the socials. Share us with all your friends.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you guys played X-Ray Arcade one time. I could be mistaken on that.
We did last August. Yep.
Yeah, that's not too far from where I'm at. It's a good venue. I love that place.
Yeah. Cudahy,
Wisconsin. Yep.
Cudahy.
Little place with a cool music venue. But yeah, absolutely. Ryan, how can people get kind of see what you got going on, and with UltraBomb and even with Soul Asylum?
Well, you can, all the places UltraBomb that Greg just said, Soul Asylum, there's soulasylum.com will probably be good, or the normal social media. And I've got a Ryan Smith solo page as well. There's a website and all the social media, which I try to put everything together in one place so I can keep people posted with what bands are going out on the road and who's releasing what. So those are all good resources to check.
Yeah, hell yeah, dudes. Thank you so much for hopping on. I want everyone to make sure they're grabbing that new record, May 1st, The Bridges That We Burn. It is a banger. It is great. It is awesome work. So I look forward to more music from you guys, and I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, Drew.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks a ton.